squabble, and that squabble turned deadly. You have to have somebody there that's able to judge. We're not supposed to go to the judicial system for our matters. We're supposed to have a group that we're able to turn to and have our matters handled. But we don't have that. We don't. Because watch this, everybody's doing their own thing. If we had a system, a judicial system, let me show you, like the Quakers, right, which are the Mormons. Mormons and Quakers are the same thing, right? Or are they two different people? Yeah, the Amish.
Yeah, that's it.
The Mormons, are they the Mormons, Quakers, and Amish? Are they the same people? Or that's
No, Amish different and Mormons. Yeah, but they do have.
But they have their own system. You have the Quakers, the Mormons, and Quakers, Mormons, and who else was it?
The Amish.
And the Amish. All three of them have their own judicial system and their own set of rules. They handle their stuff. You don't hear about no Mormon going to jail. You don't. Because they handle their own cases. They go before their own judges. In their communities. Exactly. But when it comes to us, the first thing, 911. Yes, I have a problem. And the first thing you know, they coming out doing. They ain't coming out, being civil. They're coming out weapons drawn, and they coming out shooting and asking questions after everybody's gone. It's sad, but it's the truth. But we have to have these things in place. If we don't have them in place, who do we turn to? Are y'all following me?
Yes.
And so with these things going on, somebody's accused. Who's going to judge it? So we let it go. Or we place it up on Facebook. And you got 5,000 friends. You know all of them are not walking in truth. And some people will not open their mouths until the right thing is posted. Then you start thinking, I ain't never seen them there. When did I become friends with them people? Now all of a sudden everybody wants to chime in. And even if they're not friends, you're friends with somebody that's friends with them, can chime in on your stuff, and they can pass judgment. Are y'all following me?
Yes.
And this is why, once again, we have a lot of stuff going on with us. Even if we have small communities, even small communities still have to do like Mercury, come together and deal with the whole matter as a whole. Are y'all following me?
Yes.
Very important for us to understand that. Once again, these things were put in place. Why? Because they were getting ready to go into the promised land. Y'all, we are making preparations to go into the promised land. And making preparations, getting ready to go home, we've got to be prepared, and we've got to have our mind ready. We even have to have our structure together. How we handle matters has to be in place. It has to be in place. The only thing changed was the sacrificial offering. Nothing else changed concerning truth, not tradition. And it is so.
And it is so.
All right, let us read, please. Mm-hmm. 8. We're doing 8.
Verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
And it reads, And all the people shall hear and fear, and do no more presumptuously. When thou art come into the land which Yahuwah thy power giveth thee, and shalt possess it, and shalt dwell therein, and shalt say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. Thou shalt in any ways set him king over thee, whom Yahuwah thy power shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou seek to be king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
Read that again.
Thou shalt in any wise set him a king over thee, whom Yahuwah thy power shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
Now, this is talking about a king. Now, we understand the duties of a king. A king is responsible for his kingdom. A king is responsible for the well-being and the welfare of his providence or providences. Now, this is where a lot of issue comes in. Many people have thrown other people from other nationalities to try to teach, to try to cultivate, and to try to grow as the children of Yahuwah. And they're not even a part of our culture. They're not even a part of our nation. If they can't be our king, how is it they can be our teachers?
Right.
They can't. But because many people have allowed them, remember what he said, as a judge, don't be bought with a bribe, have allowed their pockets to be lined and doing key things because they got money. Are y'all following me?
Yes.
Because they have money. That is not supposed to be. You cannot teach me what was not given to you. You can't lead me and it wasn't given to you. When you have many of these on here, and people can do what they want with their communities and their groups. That's what floats your boat. Ride it on. But when you have other personalities that are not a part of this, now many people may get angry with me, but it's all right. You have to understand, you give them the authority to put in there and to try to teach those that are of the nation of Yasharal how to live. Right. When you have other women of other nationalities that come in and begin to try to tell you how to minister and how to keep up your house. You can't tell me how to run my house. Are you following me? Because number one, you know nothing about me and you know nothing about my culture. Some things we are born with. And some things we learn. They learned this. This stuff was put in us. We are unlocking it with the Torah. Because it was embedded in us. It's in our DNA. It's in our coding. But you have them that'll come on. They'll have the raps. Now somebody may think, oh, but you're talking. Now you come in with their raps on. And they come in and they say, because my king, my king. So if he's your king, that means you're a queen. Are you following me? Yeah. Now you feel like you have the right to come and tell me how I'm supposed to govern my life based upon the instructions that were only given to me. This is where we have major issues in the body and in the nation because we allow everybody to come. But if it was the other way around, you wouldn't be able to do nothing but sit in there and listen. You wouldn't have the right or the authority to open your mouth. But we do it because we say, well, it's for everybody. This is not universalism. And when you begin to promote universalism, what's this? You're going to let them in and they're going to put you out. Right. You're going to be the outsider and they're going to be the true believers. Yo, we have to get this thing right and we have to get in order. Because then they'll take it upon themselves. Once again, you got to understand slavery. You have to understand colonizing. That's all would end up happening. We were watching. I've just been on this in this vein of watching the 5. What is it? Things that happen. 5 mysterious things. 10 amazing things. And just looking at the earth and the water and looking at different things. And one of the things we're looking at with the animals. They talk about animals that cannot be kept in captivity. In other words, animals they cannot colonize. Animals that they cannot break down and basically do whatever they want with them. That's all a zoo is, colonization of animals. Mm-hmm. You take the animals out of their natural habitation or natural habitat, and then you start feeding them what you want to where you break them down and they are no longer animals, but they become your pets. Now, you start thinking, now you still got those that go in and they're able to do, and some of them, they can't do like that. They can't do a white shark, a great white shark like that. They can't do a panther like that. They can't do, it was the lemur, not a lemur. It's like a sloth. It's part of the sloth family. And it's black and white. Now, y'all, they wanted to put it in captivity. But every time they put it in try to put it in captivity, it dies. Meaning that it will not be subject to a man. It won't be subject.